He turned his eyes so he could gaze upon her.
I met her at this, it was a tattoo shop, it was called Heaven Hell. And the front part was heaven, the back part was hell. And I went to the back and opened the door, and she's standing on the back wall. I just remember, first thing I saw when I walked in the room. And we locked eyes, and I knew, I like fell in love right there, like, when you know, it's like that very first moment.
Instantly, she slipped away.
I haven't stood in this spot in 10 years. When I was a kid, I was like 5 years old. I used to wait for the kids to come off the school bus. And where the hell are you coming from? And there was this particular kid. He's like, oh, I came from Colgate Avenue. Oh, it's like a couple of streets down. I'm like, really? It's like really far, right? He's like, no, it's right there. So one day I was like, well, all right, that's it. I'm gonna go. I have to find out what's going on over there. And I ran. I was scared, but I was excited to know that there was a possibility to see more of the world. And the world eventually got smaller and smaller. So I was always wondering, the older I got, what the hell was on the other side of the planet. My grandparents lived in this house. Now I bought it, so it's my house. It's like I come back to the neighborhood and these people, some of them are still living in these homes, same people I grew up with. So coming back, it's like being a child again. My folks, they always used to go to the Dominican Republic for every vacation. And one day I was like, you know what, I just kind of got tired of going to the same place. So at one point they made a huge family trip and I just started going somewhere else. So it was like, just buy a plane ticket and just go, And this is actually really good because I started to develop something else, started to discover other things. I was working on it at the time when we broke up, so I didn't finish it. Her name is, I call her Bella. I'd be like, tell me a word. And she'd just yell from across the apartment. And one night she's like, mosquito! And I'd write a song. Whatever she said, I would write a song. I was playing one day and the string popped. And then it just sounded, off, and I was like, oh, you pop a string, you always replace it. And I was like, I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then it didn't sound right the way you tune it normally. It's missing that element. So I had to basically come up with a way to make it sound right with the string missing. And then I started hearing this music. But then I was like, and it came to that. And then I just started making up everything else, It's a sense of awe. When I finished the pilgrimage, and I was having nightmares, and the floods and everything, and to wake up the next morning and just look on the news, and there's this hurricane just hit Katrina. Katrina hit New Orleans, and I'm looking at the news and I'm looking at my painting, and I'm like, oh my God, is there some connection to what we do as artists and what goes on in the world? Do we create a piece of art and then it happens somewhere else in the world? Do you know? Or are we taking from this, they say the cosmic connection, that everyone's connected to this higher source, and we just pull from that.
Her last word spoken was farewell, which he could barely hear, and with no further sound, she fell from him again to Hades.
We were two artists living together. It was beautiful and wonderful. It's not easy. We tried 5 years. This is basically what happened to me. I basically just was gone, and all that was left was the sound and music. It's like, well, reach out as far as you can, and then reach out further, and then reach out further, and then, you know, I couldn't explain it to you. It's not tangible. But that saying about we're all grains of sand, that is true. We are grains of sand. We disintegrate. Maybe we go through that void. Maybe we go through the light. Maybe we go through inferno, or we transition to something else.